August 1st, 1834 is the day that slavery was abolished throughout the British Empire.
Free up. Free up black people, them things.
Join us this Emancipation Day as we gather artists from coast to coast to celebrate freedom. Hello and welcome. My name is Ngozi Paul, and I'm so happy and grateful to be here with you today to celebrate Emancipation Day. I'm here at the Salem Chapel of St. Catherine's, which used to be Harriet Tubman's church. Yes, the Harriet Tubman, my hero. St. Catherine's played a crucial role in the Underground Railroad. For many enslaved people, this was their last stop to freedom. And that's why we're here, to celebrate freedom. Emancipation Day, if you haven't heard of it, you're not alone. It marks the day when the immoral practice of slavery was abolished throughout the British Empire, August 1st, 1834. Who's heard of Caravana and Carnival? Emancipation Day was at the genesis of many of these festivals. Since we last celebrated in August, some things have changed. In March 2021, the House of Commons voted unanimously to recognize Emancipation Day nationally.
I declare the motion carried.
So soon it will be official. On that note, let's free up. Let's remember, let's recognize, and let's celebrate freedom. Let's go to the East Coast, to the sacred grounds of Africville, home to African Canadians for over 100 years. Here is the R&B musical group Aquaculture performing their song, Doubt It.
Wait a minute, capitalism and prison systems, I can't tell the difference. Meanwhile, I'm too busy picking up my people, encouraging them to speak loud. We the leaders of the leaders, Marsha Ambrosia, the Floetry, Jill Scott, so golden, and I'm happy you here now. You can tell your grandchild you made love to this at the end now. Cause I'm proud, just control the we got it. I'm sharing with you the things that I found. You claiming that you understand, but I doubt what? It. I doubt it. I doubt it. All right, let me check that. Yeah. And Jesus Christ aside on prejudice, got us grieving for life. I can still eat and read in my rights. Gotta make up my skin ain't white. Here we go. This is that Beverly Glen Copeland. How'd I get this far? Patience. Come on. The backbone to my family, fighting for whoever needing a hand, cause the plan is a short of I'm proud. Just control the crowd and we got it. I'm sharing with you the things that I found. You claiming that you understand, but I doubt it. I doubt it. I doubt it. Come on. Here we go. I'm too used to being violent. Band of brothers that go to silence. Just trying to get out of that was a challenge. It takes two to tango. I can't blame it on my surroundings. Doubt that I wouldn't change a thing if you reroute it. All I know is if you keep the conversation going, and a stress what needs to be a stress to the end of a cause you gotta stay calm. Just control the crowd and we got it. I'm sharing with you the things that I found. You claiming that you understand, but we doubt it. Baby, we doubt it. Baby, we doubt it. Baby, we doubt it. We doubt it. All right, switch it up. doubt it, we doubt it, we doubt it. We doubt it, oh. We doubt it, baby, we doubt it. We doubt it, we doubt it, we doubt it, oh. We doubt it, baby, we doubt it, oh. We doubt it, oh. We doubt it, 'cause I'm proud. Just get through the ground and we got it. I'm sharing with you the things that I found. You claiming that you understand, but we doubt it, 'cause I'm proud. Just get through the ground and we got it. I'm sharing with you the things that I found. You claiming that you understand, but we doubt it, baby, we doubt it. Baby, we doubt it. Baby, we doubt it. Oh, we doubt it. Oh, baby, we doubt it.
Freedom.
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 Freedom!
To me, freedom is fearlessness.
To feel like you belong.
It's really hard for me to even say what freedom means to me when I have a lot of friends that are incarcerated for minor offenses.
To feel like you're at ease and to feel like you're at peace.
It is the ability to bloom.
Not having to hold myself back from the dreams that I have.
And to be your authentic self.
Emancipation Day is important to celebrate because it serves as a good reminder of how much more work there is to do.
It acknowledges the ancestors that have come before.
To decolonize from within.
While also leaving space for joy.
Use this day to recognize still the work that kind of needs to be done.
African history is world history. That's why Emancipation Day is important to me.
Freedom.
Now we have Aria Evans, one of the country's leading Afro-Indigenous artists with roots from the East Coast, here to perform Telling Moving Body, which was conceived by Deidre McDermott. Here she is.
If I invited all of my ancestors into this space, what would they whisper to me? My existence is woven into the colonial history of this country. Resistance and the freedom mindset is how I honor my ancestors who didn't have access to what I do. I work every day to untangle the legacy of my British ancestors, to be an ally to my Afro-Indigenous roots. The system that our nation is built on collected people to enslave. I am not collectible. The system that our nation is built on tried to eradicate the land of its original caretakers. You cannot eradicate me. The system that our nation is built on looks at resources above and below the soil and wants to own them. I own myself. None of these things are true power. Power is my joy, the ability to be present, having dreams that I believe I can accomplish, loving myself unconditionally. Power is the ability to trust others, decolonizing from within, self-conviction, representation. Power is in the freedom I am pursuing. I am not whispering like my ancestors do. I am screaming through my entire body. To me, Emancipation Day is not just about honoring the past. It's also about reflecting on our present and preparing for our future. The future is Black liberation, Indigenous sovereignty, and white humility. The future is queer, it's land back, it's you and me in this together.
Now traveling from the East Coast to the West Coast to Hogan's Alley, home to some of the rock and roll legend Jimi Hendrix's family. Let's meet rising star Bukola, inspired by her own family's legacy. Here she is sharing Fabric of My Being.
Mama always tells me, don't you forget where you come from. It's a beautiful story. We're from kings and queens. Don't let them tell you wrong. Wear it like hope and glory. Let your name carry on. Sing it in every song. It's in my head, they tell a story. The name that I wear tells me I'm worthy. No one can change the way I'm feeling. It's in the fabric of my being. It's in the fabric of my being. Daddy always tells me, never let them take your grace or mercy. I'll never let it fade. I'ma let the light shine on me. 'Cause my soul is deep like the rivers. My story gets richer as the picture gets clearer. And I know that I'm not dreaming. This is the real thing. It's the fabric of my being. It's in the fabric of my being. It's who I am. It's in the fabric of my being. It's who I am. It's in the fabric of my being.
Coming up, we have music from Scylla and Rise, a performance by Tawia McCarthy, and poetry by Saskatchewan Youth Poet Laureate Peace Akintade.
The poet sits by the hangman tree, trying to describe the world around her.
I'm here with our festival's artistic director, Khadija Salawu, here in St. Catharines.
Wow.
Why do we choose St. Catharines for our festival?
It was the last stop for many people where they found freedom. The land itself tells so many stories.
It's a way for us to locate ourselves.
It really is.
Yeah. So what do we have next?
We have a beautiful poetry performance by Youth Poet Laureate from Saskatchewan, Peace Akintade, and then a powerful performance from Tawia McCarthy. It's going to take us into the void.
If you tell a rooster his croak can lift the sun, and the stumps of his beaks lifts a nation, soon he becomes ruler of the chickens and the ants. Soon he pecks the ground with drunken power as if its goodness is merited by destruction. If you tell the rooster his wings rotates the earth, soon he becomes God, his existence merited by our tongue. And my people, are we the rooster or the tongue? The poet sits by the hangman tree, trying to describe the world around her. How do you describe death and nature grieving for her angels? Skin black and swollen, slumped over the worship altar. Skin black and swollen, burned by privileged hands. Skin black and swollen, mistaken for suicide. The poet balances her notebook between a full belly and gasping cries. To nature, she spews curses on our mistaken freedom. She wants anger to rumble through the ears of guilty men. The beat of the talking drum cries for revolution. And soon, the croaks of frogs mimic police officer. The crickets die on the power lines. The innocents of youths are killed for free parking tickets. Their innocents killed for parking tickets. And there is blood in the washcloths, white stains in the red sand hills. And the masters are betrayed by the silence of their workers. Our voices shall no more speak blessing on a nation that believes they seceded. The city of skyscrapers will be desolate as the children of nature whisper hate to the world. Skin black and angry shall no more hide the power of the sun.
Freedom.
Freedom.
Freedom! Freedom.
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 Freedom means to me
Joy. Freedom to me is the ability to have control of my decisions.
not defending my humanity, or anyone else's for that matter.
Emancipation Day is important for us to celebrate
because it reminds me of how far we've come.
Because it's important for us to reflect on our heritage and our ancestry.
And how much further we need to go.
We have to look backwards to go forward with energy.
Allowing each other to exist in our full authenticity.
And we have to celebrate our history of perseverance.
Freedom. There's a void, a looming void. When I think about the future of home, belonging, truly belonging, there's a void. I may leave footprints here, but here is not my homeland. And there was home until this. And this cannot go home. Being this. So yes, it's hard to imagine what the future looks like. Loving someone who understands this. All of this. The skin. This body, its memories, history, scars. I met a boy, a black boy, a Ghanaian, and we spoke the same language, ate the same food, had similar upbringing. I remember thinking how rare this is, how close I was to finding him, filling this void. Having conversations, discussions, imagining our possible future. Is this black on black loving? He said he'll have a wife, and him and his wife will have children, and he will keep the children, and the children will be our children. I said no. 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 That is not enough. It's not good enough for me. He said what was possible for this, for us, at home. And it wasn't enough. It wasn't good enough. and I don't know what it looks like. The good enough? I don't know what it all looks like. Do you know what black on black loving is?
Thank you, Tewia and Peace. That was a beautiful and powerful performance. Up next, we have Juno-nominated musical group Scylla and Rise. They take us to Ottawa for their performance. Khadija, can you tell us a little bit about Scylla and Rise?
Of course, they're a beautiful group, some of them hailing from Nunavut. They intertwine throat singing with EDM.
Throat singing with EDM, yeah. Scylla and Rise. Here we go.
Let's do it.
After the break, we have music from Razan and Shaw Frank. A performance by Luke Reese.
Language shapes the universe.
And a performance by Ontario's first poet laureate, Randell Ajay, accompanied by Rudy Ray. Now, Razan is an up-and-coming rapper, singer, songwriter from Toronto, my hometown, and he's here to perform Home.
Yeah. I'm home, finally.
Trial and error led me here. I've been ducking fatality while I face my reality. My shapes are shifting, my brain is leaning more towards sanity. As I work for this salary, I can't be mad, I'm doing just as I'm asked. No, I can't be mad that I'm the only one that's asking. That's exactly how I want it. If I'm keeping it 100, if I want it, then I got it. God is good, he got a plan, and I just follow. I walk on my 2 feet, I keep my brothers with me, trying to make us a movie. Capture everything, pay attention to detail, abide by the law, so there's no need to see 12. Red and blue lights ain't really for me, I'm more neutral, respectfully. Just being polite, I use my words effectively. I don't like to fight, I love my space, I love the night. I think I'm home, this feels right. It feels right. Mama never lied, she told me sit tight. Now look where we are, I just fit right in. I just fit right in. Stop caring what I hear, stop caring what they say. They ain't me, they couldn't walk in my shoes, and I got a few. Now that I got more time, I pay my dues. Glad I found my way home from my past, I was confused. Yeah, I said. I'm glad I found my way home from my past, I was confused. Yeah. I said, I'm glad I found my way home from my past, I was confused.
Freedom!
Freedom.
Freedom.
Freedom. Freedom to me means choice.
Giving yourself permission to be.
And the power to follow through on those choices.
Emancipation Day is important to celebrate because it's important to recognize our history and celebrate our joy.
We need to celebrate Emancipation Day because we need more joy. We need more art. We need more stories. We need more gathering, especially now.
It really reflects our journey. It reflects how long it took to get here. It reflects where we're going. It reflects the changes in time and why we're free.
Freedom!
Up next, we have Luke Reese, decorated slam poet and newly appointed Associate Artistic Director at Soul Pepper Theater, one of our friends and supporters, here to perform The Black Men in My Life Make Choices.
The black men in my life make choices. I want to make choices in my life that lead to me having a cottage and a family one day because I want that. Not because the media told me I wanted that, but because some of my fondest memories as a child are from being at a rented cottage with my family because the media told my father that he wanted that. Now, his father, my grandfather, is the oldest black man in my life. And when I say in my life, I mean family. And when I say family, I mean somebody who I share a deep connection with. Now, my grandfather made the choice to leave Barbados and come to Canada as a carpenter because he wanted to make choices in life that would lead to his children and their children having access to more choices in their lives. And when I was a kid, I held my grandfather's choices in my curls. And when I say I held them in my curls, I mean I explored the world with the joy and bounce of my fro. I held his choices out to here, until I became aware of how the world saw my black hair. The black men in my life make choices that not only impact them and the people around them, but generations to come after them. But doesn't that just make the black men in my life human? So why does it feel so different when black men make choices? Why do the repercussions of repressed anger ripple further when the fist that strikes the waters of change is the color of my reflection's shadow? I asked this question in a number of ways to my mentor, another black man in my life, and he tells me that language shapes the universe. So, I journey carefully through the jars of ink he leaves behind, filling in the spaces between stars and mapping out my course. He tells me, if I can't ask the question, I'm not ready for the answer. So, I chart out every possible constellation before entering a conversation. I held my possibilities out to here, even though a few years ago I cut my fro. because I wanted to. Because I started thinking about my choices and what my choices do to me, the people around me, and the generations that come after me. And no matter what the media says, I still have my roots. And when I say I have my roots, I mean my grandfather's choices have sunk into my skull. When I say they have sunk into my skull, I mean I've been doing a lot of thinking about my language and my choices. I choose to leave rooms that are chock full of white privilege and conversation. Not because I am too weak to fight, but because I am too proud and I am too valuable to spend my time with those who cannot see the blackboard which have been covered with chalk for the purpose of their privilege in the first place. If you choose to believe that that does not still exist in the presence, then I will choose not to spend my existence in your presence. My time is precious, and I will choose to use my language and my time for those who are ready to listen. I will choose to use my time to smile. The black men in my life make choices that end up defining them. But it should never be just one choice, because there is a series of choices that build the foundation up to that point. And the most recent one may seem like the most important one, but you would not get here if it weren't for all the choices that came before it, before you. These choices are the tools that we use to build our lives. And my grandfather has passed down his tools to me. Kelvin Leroy Reese, KLR, is a carpenter, and he's passed down the tools that I'm using to build my cottage.
Made in Haiti, born in Brooklyn, and built in Montreal, musical artist Shaw Frank is a whole vibe. And sometimes freedom is about taking a ride. Here's her song, Ride or Die.
No one loves me like you do. Chilling in the passenger seat of your best friend's bike. Yeah, it got me feeling in my chest, sliding down my backbone, dry to the side like an eagle. I won't let you down. If I'm yours, then I'm with you. We're cruising till the end of time. No one loves me like the way you do, you do. No one loves me like the way you do. Hey, yeah. For me, yeah. Would you ride? Would you die for me? Yeah. Will you ride, baby, die for me? Would you ride? Would you die? Would you ride or die? Take me higher, bloody she announcedly gonna bounce, baby, bounce where you're fire. Johnny Blaze, you amaze me. Record chick in the back of your Bentley. But don't break me if I say no. It might get steamy, but I still won't go low. Will you love me? Carry me, cherish me till we're dry on our supplies, yeah. Would you ride, would you die for me, for me, for me? Would you die for me? Yeah, would you ride, baby, die for me? Would you ride or die? And I can never let you down, even if I wanted to. This love we have will never drown. Swear to God. Ride. For me, for me, for me. Would you ride, die for me? Yeah, would you ride, baby, die for me? Would you ride, would you die for me? Yeah. Hey. Would you ride, baby, die for me?
next, we have Ontario's first poet laureate, Randell Adjei. He's accompanied by the gifted trumpet player, Rudy Ray, performing his poem, The Footprints of a Stolen Tongue.
If the ocean waves could speak, would they still remember stories of our ancestry? Do the ripple effects of colonialism still linger across the Atlantic? Have the ancestors who were once swallowed whole by its gaping mouth become one with the sea? Did the oceans make us mermaids in Atlantis? Does each tide weigh like long-lost memories? Do the shores still remember the ebb and flow of darkened, shackled feet? Do the shores still remember us as kings and queens? Or do the waters continue to baptize and save us in the name of colonialism? This colloquial tongue I speak is foreign to my ancestors who spoke me into existence. I am of a bloodline that was scattered across the ocean. This once foreign tongue used to oppress me. It is this stolen tongue I now use to speak of my oppression, a language used to abuse and defy my nature. A system designed to wipe out my ancestral imprint with ignorance, a tool misused to propel the exploitations inflicted upon me, used to divide and conquer. Used in a court of law, I was then forced to honor. Laws of a stolen land are now used to govern stolen people, displaced on native soil. See, the English language is oppressive in its very nature. It thrives on individualism and domination. But these words do not exist in my mother tongue. I come from a land that speaks in hollow drums and heartbeats, resurrected by redemption songs of love and prophesied descendants. See, the English language may have colonized the borders of my tongue, but Mama Africa still lives in each breath of my lungs. In the neglected piss-stained elevators, roach-infested apartments, boxed-in neighborhood I once called home. See, 9 out of 10 of my friends grew up without real men, so the cycle never ends. Never knew our family trees because apparently black fathers branch out and leave. See, it's in our roots. Look at our anger. It's proof. We are the footprints of our forefathers' issues. Because our ancestors never fought to become free blacks. They simply fought to be free. We've lost touch with the roots of our family trees, our natural identities, and I am tired. Tired of trying to make sense out of life when our communities need change. See, these bills and laws are being passed every day. We've built the walls and are boxed in like Cassius Clay. See, our ancestors are spinning counterclockwise in their graves. We've been sentenced to a marginalized bars of stagnance, and we've barely turned the page. Some of us are still cotton picking, materialistic and closed-minded. We are sagging our jeans. It's in our genes because sagging, spelled backwards, is... So go figure that the finger on the trigger is another brother brushed off from the canvas of the bigger picture. Because see, race is a figment of our imaginations. What are we chasing? Mental enslavement? Imagine if we open up our third eyes and seen past the faces, past too many colored lines of segregation. It wouldn't matter if you read the signs or blew your chance, see, it's still the matrix. The color of my skin does not define who I am. My ancestors fought for this land so I could stand. See, those in power, no knowledge of self, can divide up their plans. That's why the system won't teach you about yourself. I think it's a scam. They teach us how to work for wage, but not how to manage or invest. The Industrial Revolution made us economic slaves. That's why they take credit for cashing your checks. But see, we still gotta live our lives right until we have nothing left. Cause see, money is not the root of all evil. The addiction to it is. And they're commercializing childhood, selling materialism to the kids, teaching them to be consumers before they learn to plant a seed into their future. In my neighborhood, we grew up thinking that happiness was found in material possessions. And a couple of my friends grew up thinking that the solutions to their problems were found in automatic weapons. See, bullets had mother stressing and fear had us guessing, until I learned to tap into my spirit to find the answers to my questions. Cause see, we are all reflections of one another. We are all reflections of one another. Conceived, the Eve, the Adam, was able to walk without a cane. So now ask yourself, what is love without pain? What is pain without love? What is love without pain?
When we come back, we have music from Wayne Tennant, a theatrical offering to Little Jamaica by Anika Mark,
Free up black people, them things.
a dance performance by Hollywood Jade, and a performance by Canadian living legend, Missy Me.
Times change, change gon' come, even if you can't change where I come from.
R&B soul singer Wayne Tennant's WLM2U creates an instant groove with funky bass lines and percussive elements for you to find your freedom to.
What led me to you? What led me to you? I don't know. Keep it shiny, right on time. Nevertheless, you are mine, oh mine. What led me to you? What led me to you? I don't know. Keep it shiny, right on time. Nevertheless, yes, I've been a hunter. I can say it's been a while. Never the feeling to settle down. You got me out here bending my ways. I'm kind of busy and I think I'm really floating on cloud nine. What led me to you? What led me to you? I don't know. Keep it shortly, right on time. Nevertheless, you are mine, oh mine. What led me to you? What led me to you? I don't know. Keep it shiny, right on time. Nevertheless, you are stupid me. I was all about the physical thing, turning off my emotions, never wanting any romance. You got me out here bending my ways. I'm kinda busy and I think I'm really putting on cloud nine. One kinda really feels like I'm in a chick flick movie. Backdrop is Valentine's and you're about to kiss me, baby. And above most of all, I'm not really afraid of being vulnerable. This isn't typical. Let love win. Feel like I'm in a chick flick movie. The backdrop is Valentine's and you're about to kiss me, baby. And above most of all, I'm not really afraid of being vulnerable. This isn't typical. Let love win. What led me to you? What led me to you? I don't know.
Freedom.
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 Freedom to me means joy.
Not having to use air quotes so often.
Freedom to me means peace.
Every time that we are moving into a different room based on our race, class, and gender.
Emancipation is important to celebrate because we must honor our ancestors.
Because there were so many incredible heroes that made it possible for us to celebrate Emancipation Day today.
It reminds us of milestones made and struggles that have and continue to be had.
If it wasn't for what they did, we would not be here. We salute you.
Freedom.
Freedom.
Playwright, actor, and activist Anika Mark wrote her first theater play, Making Moves, that has been showcased with Nightwood Theater, Peace of Mind Arts, and the 1919 magazine. She'll be sharing an ode to her neighborhood, Little Jamaica. It's called Free Up Little Jamaica and Free Up the People Them.
Oh, Tyrone, thank you so much for helping me edit this essay, fam. I really appreciate it. Like, I've been in front of this computer for a whole eternity, and I am hikey over it. Let's go get some food. I need to leave the house.
Afeni, what does stay at home mean in your English? Like, we can see if there's anything available right now, but you know man's only doing curbside pickup, so. But yo, remember when we used to ride around Eglinton? Like, way back in the day? I wonder if construction finished up there yet. That's been going on for like 10 years. A whole decade, literally.
Wow, now all I can think about is jerk chicken from Raps. Ooh, or Toonie Tuesday from Main Chaz. Actually, you know, I saw on Instagram that they had to cut that special because of cost. Yo, this city is not the same anymore. And it's really interesting that you bring this up. You know that Little Jamaica was the birthplace of reggae in Canada? It's one of the reasons why Eglinton is called Little Jamaica. There is so much about our city that we don't even know.
Damn, I just looked into it. And construction just got delayed again. And they're building an LRT through Jane and Finch too, literally stomping through all the black communities. Crazy. But yo, Kitty Caravana started there, and Jam Band started there too. Damn, you got me thinking about Banner, man. I really miss feeling connected to our people.
I miss feeling a part of something larger than ourselves. You know, I miss feeling connected to community. Eglinton feels like that all the time, you know? I wonder what it must have been like back in the day.
Yo, let's buy a condo on Eglinton. They're gonna gentrify the area, right? You leverage being a young professional. I got money saved from construction gigs. Let's take back our community, Fifi.
And you know you don't have to tell me twice, okay? Like, yeah, let me go to Andre's convenience store instead of 7-Eleven. Let me go get my hair from Just Incredible, like. And you know, Ty, I'm really resonating with what you're saying. Like, let's own our stuff. You're right. Let's bring Carnival back to the people. Let's bring it back home.
Yo, imagine if Caravana was on Eglinton.
And you know that Caravana is a celebration of emancipation, right? Yeah, when slavery was abolished in the Caribbean, one of the ways that enslaved Africans celebrated was through carnivals and costumes and everything like that. It's even more important that we bring it back home to us and own it, you know?
I'm feeling like a whole Angela Davis out here, free black culture.
I'm looking at Angela Davis right now, and I can tell you for a fact, she's saying, free up. Free up. Free up the people them. Free up black people them things.
Free up the people them. Free up black people them things.
Hollywood Jade is a visionary talent who continues to find new and exciting ways to push boundaries of expression through dance, dance, dance. Here we have one of my favorite movers, Hollywood Jade.
Even though you know my love is real, you still wanna go and compare me to your other lovers. There's nothing in this world I wouldn't do. It hurts me to see you hurting. You need to settle down. Your smile touches my soul and gives me peace. Believe me when I say you are complete.
Now I need everyone to stand up for the queen of hip hop, Miss Michie Mee. Michie Mee has paved the way for many of our young artists. So let's make some noise. Michie!
Times change, change gon' come. Even if you can't change where I come from, is it better yet, even just a little bit? Well, is it better yet, even just a little bit? The times change, change gon' come. Even if you can't change where we come from, is it better yet, even just a little bit? Is it better yet, even just a little bit? Why can't it get better? I've been waiting forever. I rewrite these letters. Played and I bet it. I flowed and I said it. They said don't let it bother you and I let it. Well, you that same miserable chick that won't change. I let you know, you let them have it right there. Nobody can talk to you. You can see right through you. You hurt so much you want everyone to hurt too. Yes, I know what I want. I'm entitled to talk. I talk loud so you don't walk that walk. I'm a little stush, maybe a little much. I 5 mics when you need that touch. You mess up my meditation. Every day I lose patience. I just want to shot live, bust lips, and steal tips. You got me thinking how I could beat this man. Jack this and take her van. I'm not mad anymore. I've matured. I understand having a perfect life is not in the plan. So I pray so we can all eat. And everything you work hard for, you keep. You want that same real shit, you never change. That's why you're not in America driving a big Range. And when I see you on the back and not the front page, you on the same stage, locked in the same cage. Times change, change gon' come. Even if you can't change where we come from, is it better yet, even just a little bit? What is it better yet, even just a little bit? 'Cause times change, change gon' come. Even if you can't change where we come from, is it better yet, even just a little bit? Is it better yet, even just a little bit? Yeah. Oh, Canada. Oh, yeah. We here. Emancipation. Woo! Recording, feeling deported. I bought it, I couldn't afford it. Everything is distorted. Ideas aborted. I'm tired of watching TV crime for no reason. I'm still here and every year I'm leaving. It's like I'm coming from my Colin Rickers through Jones and Jones at home. I'm on my eyes, I said, but yeah, attitude until I fuss it don't flinch. Swag New Toronto rapping like I'm back on Finch. Internationally known, I call Canada home. There's a lot going on around here. And every year you gon' hear a little something to fear with ideas. These youths ain't looking for jobs, they looking careers. And they pop when they're hungry in them. Stars, but they can't get them. Diary of a good girl gone bad, don't forget them. And every opportunity, I'm back in my community. Spreading love and unity sound, no more letting us down. We still standing right here. What up, Tiny P? I planned and worked hard for it. The first cut is the deepest, the music, the sweetness, the love and the sweetness. Nobody do it better, we kill our sound together. Sanchez to Mary J, look what the love made. You know how friends get at me. They talked about dude and all the nice things they husbands and baby daddy do. I didn't expect it, I gotta respect it. My life shows, and every single mother knows how this story goes. Bitter, no babysitter while I'm taking my time. I don't trust these rhymes. My sunshine, he's the only reason I know how to act. All his lunches I pack, I taught him so much, he taught me back. Can you the boss of your biz? It's not his. I'm glad you had uncle to see how not to be a deadbeat. Single mother, solo rapper. So when you say you love me, it's the only thing that matters. Woo! I'm still standing right here. Right here. All the disappointments, babe, I'm standing right here. Right. Made it. Yo, we made it. Bad Gals Revenge out now. Emancipation. Yeah. Free your mind. We made it.
Coming up, we have a special composition by young pianist Asher Leach. The reveal of this year's recipient of the Rosemary Sadlier Award, and a powerful performance by Havaya Mighty.
Y'all need to broaden your scope. Picture you got darker skin and broaden your nose. I be sick when I be thinking about the trauma we know.
Freedom.
Freedom. Freedom means to me
Little moments of joy.
to be able to do what anyone else can do. The ability to do whatever I believe in.
What does freedom mean to you?
Yes, I Jordan.
Psycho Jordan!
To me, freedom means to be able to do what I want to do freely, and for someone not to say, do it this way, my way's better, this way's the best way.
Freedom. Emancipation Day is important to celebrate because it marks the end of chattel slavery in this place we now call Canada, and means that we can begin to have important discussions about racism, anti-Black racism, and systemic discrimination. Freedom means to me the realization of my ancestors' hopes and wishes, and the actualization of my activism to make it happen.
Each year, a chosen member of the community accepts the distinction of the Rosemary Sadlier Freedom Award. Named in honor of Canadian educator, scholar, and activist, Rosemary Sadlier is a key figure in making Black History Month and Emancipation Day nationally recognized. The Rosemary Sadlier Freedom Award annually honors a community changemaker for their contributions to advancing equality and expression. For our 2021 celebration, it brings us great joy to honor monodramatist Debbie Young Anita Africa. Debbie Young Anita Africa is an African-Jamaican, Torontonian, London-based dub poet, theater interventionist, and decolonial scholar. Debbie is a tremendous figure in our community, having impacted hundreds of artists across the globe. Debbie, you are boundless and transformational.
When I arrived in Canada at 15 years old, I was ushered by my mother, Anita Stewart, into a thriving community of Black women theater makers. These women connected the historical, socio-political, and cultural dots between Africa, the Caribbean, Canada, the UK, and the entire world. 5 of them in particular had a profound impact on my own identities and artistic repositionings. Amar Harris, founder of Theater in the Rough. Audrey-Zina Mandiela, founder of Be Current Performing Arts. Roma Spencer, founder of Theater Archipelago. Lillian Allen, founder of the Dub Poets Collective. And Janet Sears, founder of the Afro-Canadian Playwrights Festival. These women, they became my mentors, my colleagues, my comrades, each of them with their own roadmap to embodying personal, sexual, political, creative liberation, freedom as a Black woman artist. I would like to dedicate my Rosemary Sadlier Freedom Fighter Award to these freedom fighter women and to my mother. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Audrey, Janet, Roma, Lillian, for teaching me how to embody my humanity. Thank you for teaching me how to embody emancipation.
Calling all the Black women from across the land, African,
diasporic, academic, intellectual, cisgender, transgender, no gender, queer, lesbian, two-spirit, all spectrum, all abilities, middle class, working class, wealthy, laborer, activist, scientist, soca sizer, farmer, doctor, healer, architect, come. Come. Come, take a seat and sit down on the ground, black woman, and let me and you have a long conversation about your heart. The health of your heart in the nation, black woman. Black woman, do you know how your heart strong, black woman? Big, open, wide, like the Nile is long, absorbing human misunderstanding, appropriation, dissolving human micro and macro aggression, black woman, in a world that refuses to acknowledge that humanity spring up like springtime from the loins of an African woman. Black woman, you overstand? Black woman, your tender heart, tender like rain cloud, ready to swell up and burst open with tears ready to fall, to wash away the troubles of misogyny and classism and homophobia and bigotry. Whether you in front or behind, whether you're a frontline worker or you're doing quiet maneuvers from the corner. Black woman, your tender heart, your tender stubborn heart refuses to stop beating. Your tender heart just resists erasure and resists exclusion, violence and poverty. Your heart steady like generations upon generations of freedom fighters. When one fall, black woman, another warrior is born. Black woman, your inner stand. Your heart beats its way through feelings of ostracization and isolation because your black woman heart honors what, black woman? Honors collective action. Black woman. Sometimes me know the weight of your heart is heavy, that it crack and break underneath the strain. But remember, black woman, remember that resilience and excellence is your heart's middle name, black woman. That sweet sugar dumpling, kelewele, fufu, aki and saltfish, rice and peas, tambourine ball, heart of yours. That heart of yours, black woman, is full like a full moon, beaming. Black woman. Black woman, I want you to hold your heart right now. Yes. I want you to hold your tender heart somehow. I want you to breathe in and breathe out. Feel your heart, black woman, expanding. Feel your heart, black woman, receiving the gratitude of I love you. Say it, black woman. I love you. Black woman, keep the whole world turning. Keep growing, keep living, keep learning. Integrity, humility, these are your power source. And when you're feeling anger, black woman, just stay your course. And when you're feeling lonely, black woman, just stay your course. And when you're feeling hate, still stay your course. And when you're having a day that's not going great, black woman, stay your course, because you keep the whole world turning.
Havaya Mighty didn't need to change her birth name when she decided to dedicate her career to music. Havaya represents all things freedom and emancipation. carving out spaces that boldly defy gendered expectation for women in hip hop and beyond. Here's Havaya Mighty with Protest.
I got the over-the-shoulder look, pat down. A me that the boy want track down. Whole squad pulled up, so they ran down. Locked doors so the door get rammed down. They inside, so my heart just sank down. Bright ass lights when they scan down. Warn my boy, so I flag down. Look a weep, I'm an ip, so me dash out. I got the over-the-shoulder look, pat down. A me that the boy want track down. Whole squad pulled up, so they ran down. Locked doors so the door get rammed down. When me see them, my heart just sank down. It seems that the boy want crack down. Bro, man down. Y'all need to broaden your scope. Picture you got darker skin and broaden your nose. I be sick when I be thinking about the trauma we know. This is scripted, watch the drama unfold. You hear them sirens, that's the sound of the law. They say be silent with their hands on your jaw. They say you violent, but they act like they God. They'll let your ass get ravaged by the dogs, cause there's a system, and my black ass just don't fit in. Oh, I get it. It's a race game, and this game is hopeless. From the 60s, they displaced the Scotians. Back then, they made slave patrol and night watches. They became the roaches. Immigrants said this gate is open. Did the whole mile and inch came the closest. So I walk with this strange emotion in my head, cause this brain's ropes in check. And I don't feel safe in a 6-row pill. Wipe on the strip like a 6-course meal. And I ain't trying to get caught up, but I would never flip, I don't need no deal. I never strive to the devil. If it's hot, I don't handle the kettle. They might hang you and shoot you, whatever. Wipe on the right, so me go left. Cause if them not see me, then it's no stress. Weight is on my back, I'm getting no rest. Better see them and them at the protest. They say I'm a waste, but I'm focused. Blizzard in the way, it's the coldest year. When you see us play like you don't know us, I just pray the white them never roll up. I got the over-the-shoulder look, pat down. A me that the boy want track down. Whole squad pulled up, so they ran down. Locked doors so the door get rammed down. They inside, so my heart just sank down. Bright ass lights when they scan down. Warn my boy, so I flag down. Lick a weep on my ip, so me dash out. I got the over-the-shoulder look, pat down. A me that the boy want track down. Whole squad pulled up, so they ran down. Locked doors so the door get rammed down. When me see them, my heart just sank down. It seems that the boy want crack down. Holy bro, man down. Dark skin with the dread down. I feel like the boy them playing henchman with my folks. See a lot of dead men. After white and beat them and arrest them. Oh no, no. And I'm calling it bluff. Cause I'm getting to new heights. So you better know your rights.
Thank you for celebrating with us today. Emancipation Day celebrations continue across the country. How will you be celebrating today? And every day for that matter. What does freedom mean to me? It means free up yourself. So see you next year, everyone.